Okay, for the yard, here is the list. And I'm going to start here, and it looks like these are the 4 high back wicker chairs. There's 5 sails out here that give shade. Apparently there's 3 hoses. This is a teak table that stays with the high back chairs. The planters and the plants I don't see on here that are in the distance. The pool equipment, of course, stays. There's 6 teak armchairs here. One, 2, and 4 around the table. And there's 4 teak loungers. The 3 here. And the 4th here. The wicker chairs we covered. The 2 teak end tables. There's one between the chairs here and another over here between the chairs. And then there's 2 sheds. The sheds are, I don't know where the sheds are. And my phone's getting low on battery, but one thing I am going to do is do some measuring for you. And let's see. I don't know where the sheds are, but they're here and they stay. This, the width here of the, you could always do a really beautiful fence right up to the back. This is an aside, of course. Right up to the back of the concrete here. And we could gain probably quite a few feet from the edge of the ceramic lanai here by the spa, at least 4 feet to the back side of these arekas, and just do a thin hedge and a really nice fence, or cut away the back side of these arekas and gain some footage here in order to fit the lanai in. The cottage, I'm sorry. Yeah, in order to fit the cottage in. So, just giving you a sense of the thickness of those. Oh, there's one shed there. So that stays. And I don't know where the other one is. We'll have to find it. But there's another shed, so something like that is another one. Okay. So giving you a sense of this backyard here. I'll get a tape. But, by the time you go from the edge of the concrete there on the left all the way to the edge of the arekas on the right, you give up a few feet. So a really nice fence designed. I just built a beautiful one with tile in it, right up to the edge of the concrete behind the lanai. Tastefully done. Then you may not even need this big areca hedge, or you could do a thinner hedge. By the way, look at the mangoes now in this tree. You'd have to cut the lower branch here because it would be right above your cottage, but this thing is filled with mango. And then I'll get you some distances so we have a little bit of a sense, but you saw Ken's email. This is the gully from the other side of their property up to the fence here. And we really need to get a surveyor to determine exactly where our boundary is and then where our 20 feet is. But you had some perspective from the middle of the gulch, which is typical, to the fence line, and then back all the way across to the back side of the pool deck area and the jacuzzi. Okay, pool equipment. We had that pool inspected, and of course that's all included. Just a picture of it. And the spa heater is what's going to be checked coming up. depending on how you did this could be interesting too. You could almost do an L-shaped cottage that comes along the side here, because this is a wide area all the way back to this fence back here. By the way, there's a pedestrian gate in the fence here, which is interesting. So the property line's going to be outside that gate for sure, somewhere. But you could wrap around from, say, here, you know, even a kitchen or something could look towards the pool and then come towards me and then kind of make it a 90-degree turn. That would be very interesting. It just depends on how we create privacy for the cottage. And there's also, the other thing is there's a lot of room down here if you got rid of that hal tree. You know, maybe the cottage truly is closer to this gate, and we take this tree out because we still have the hedge behind it, and now we do a beautiful fence that comes from where the block wall starts there next to the gate and in front of the lower level entrance, and maybe ends here. Maybe it's back a foot or two, but we've got a lot more width here, a whole lot more width, because the pool jacuzzi and I extends, but there's a lot of room in here from this point of the concrete all the way across, and then maybe it just doesn't go up as far behind. I think that's a really cool idea, and with the proper construction and design, you could create enough privacy for the entrance for the lower level area there, and then have the cottage be closer to the gate. That could be really cool, and that gives you a lot of width here, I would bet. I'll try and measure a little bit for you, but don't take it as gospel, okay? You need to definitely look to the survey in that respect. Okay, so this isn't included. The planters and the plants you had asked about, they're not on the list. The hoses are included, there's 3. And again, oh, there's the other shed. Okay, good. The other shed that is included, yes it is, it's the second shed, is up here by this gate. Okay? So there's one back by the pool equipment, and there's one here by the front. The other option, you know, to remember for a cottage would be, you know, a really nice single story with a lot of glass out in here. That's a pretty big open area. That could be pretty neat because there's plenty of parking. You could do some kind of a wall here, or a fence that gave parking on one side for the cottage and the other for the house. You could even get away with, you know, somehow parking in this yard if you didn't want this hal tree. There's a lot of possibilities. A really nice perimeter fence around the grass here. You come in, you park, and then you walk across through the palms to a beautiful cottage on the hillside here. Maybe you have to have a retaining wall here. I don't know. I think there's plenty of land. It's 20,000 or so square feet. All right, be in touch. Thanks.